never thought a simple night at work would change my life forever. It was a regular Friday night at the diner, where I worked as a waitress. The place was busy, the air filled with the smell of coffee and sizzling burgers. I had been on my feet for hours, taking orders, refilling drinks, and making small talk with customers. It was just another shift, until he walked in. The man looked out of place in our little diner. He was tall, well-dressed, and carried himself with the kind of confidence that came with money. A billionaire from the look of him. He sat in my section, and when I approached, he gave me a polite smile. "Just coffee, please," he said, his voice deep and calm. I nodded and went to pour his cup. When I returned, he was pulling out his wallet, looking for cash. And that's when I saw it, a photo. My hands trembled as I recognized the face in the picture. It was old, slightly worn, but I'd know that face anywhere. It was my mother. My heart pounded in my chest. My mother had passed away years ago, and I had never seen this picture before. Why did this stranger have it? I tried to keep my voice steady as I spoke. "Excuse me, sir, where did you get that picture?" The man looked up, startled. He followed my gaze to his wallet, then back at me. His expression changed, first confusion, then something else. Something I couldn't quite place. "You know her?" he asked, his voice suddenly softer. She was my mother." His face paled. His hands clenched around the wallet. A moment passed, heavy with unspoken words. "Your mother," he repeated, almost in disbelief. He swallowed hard, then whispered. "Her name, what was her name?" "Maria Thompson." His eyes filled with something, pain, regret. He exhaled shakily, then looked at me with an expression I'd never forget. "Maria was the love of my life." The room spun. I gripped the table to steady myself. "That's not possible," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "She never told me about you." His eyes glistened with unshed tears. "She wouldn't have. I was a coward. I left when I shouldn't have. And I never stopped regretting it." Tears blurred my vision. "You knew about me?" He nodded. "I found out too late. By the time I got the courage to look for her, she was gone. I tried to find you, but I didn't even know where to start. So I kept this picture, as a reminder of the biggest mistake of my life." My breath came in shallow gasps. This stranger, this billionaire, was telling me he had once loved my mother, that he had known about me, that he had searched for me, and yet I had grown up struggling, believing we had no one. Anger, sadness, hope. A storm of emotions swirled inside me. "Why now? Why are you here?" He reached into his wallet again, this time pulling out a letter. "I was going through some old things today. Found this letter from your mother. She had written it for me but never sent it. She mentioned you, your name. And something in me told me I needed to stop running from the past. So I came here. I had no idea I'd find you like this." Tears slipped down my cheeks. My mother had kept secrets. This man had regrets. And me? I was left in the middle, trying to make sense of it all. "I don't know what to say," I admitted, my voice breaking. He hesitated before reaching across the table, his hand open, hopeful. "Then don't say anything. Just let me be here. If you'll let me." I looked at his hand, then into his eyes. And for the first time that night, I let myself believe that maybe, just maybe, I wasn't as alone as I had always thought. A million thoughts raced through my mind. Had my mother loved him as much as he claimed? Had she longed for him the way he seemed to long for her memory? And if he had found me sooner, would my life have been different? "I grew up thinking we had no one," I whispered, my voice thick with emotion. "My mother worked 2 jobs to take care of me. She never spoke about you, not even once. And all this time, you were out there somewhere. With money. With power. And we struggled." Guilt flashed in his eyes. "I deserve that. I deserve worse. I was a fool. And I don't expect forgiveness. But I do want to know you. If you'll let me." A part of me wanted to walk away, to tell him it was too late. But another part of me, the little girl who had spent years wishing for family, hoping for someone to care, that part of me wanted to stay. I sat down across from him, folding my hands in my lap. "I don't know how to do this." His lips curved into a small, sad smile. "Then we take it one step at a time. If you have questions, I'll answer them. If you need time, I'll give it to you. Just let me be here." The diner around us faded away. The clinking of plates, the hum of conversation, the sizzle of the grill. It all became background noise. In this moment, it was just the two of us. A man searching for redemption, a daughter searching for truth. And maybe, just maybe, we had both found what we were looking for. The minutes stretched into hours. We talked, haltingly at first, then more freely. He told me about his past, his regrets, the way he had tried to bury the pain of leaving my mother behind. I told him about my childhood, the struggles, the nights I had cried myself to sleep wondering why my father had never been there. And slowly something began to change. The anger in my heart didn't fade, not yet, but it softened just a little, because for the first time in my life, I saw the face of the man who should have been there. And he wasn't just a name. He was real. As the night wore on, he finally looked at me with an earnest expression. I can't change the past. But if you'll let me, I want to be in your life now. No expectations. Just a chance. I stared at him for a long moment. Then finally, I gave a small nod. Maybe it was too late for him and my mother. Maybe it was too late for the life we should have had. But maybe, just maybe, it wasn't too late for us. And as I sat across from him, watching the emotions flicker across his face, I realized that life had a strange way of bringing people together. Maybe fate had intervened. Maybe my mother, wherever she was, had somehow guided us to this moment. I didn't know what the future held, but for the first time in a long time, I felt something unfamiliar yet comforting. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of this journey. Every story we share here is meant to inspire, educate, and spark real conversations about the struggles and triumphs of our people. If this video resonated with you, if it made you think, or if you learned something new, do me a favor, hit that like button. It really helps get this message out to more people. I also want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Whether it's your perspective, an experience, or just some words of encouragement. This channel is not just about telling stories. It's about building a community where our voices are heard. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. I put my heart into creating these videos, and I don't want you to miss what's coming next. There's so much more to uncover, so much more truth to tell, and I want you right here with me for the journey. Most importantly, if you believe this message needs to be heard, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with someone who needs to see it. Whether it's a friend, a family member, or your whole social media feed, let's spread awareness, educate, and uplift each other. Thank you for your time, your support, and your energy.